Welcome back to the Yang style Tai Chi 42 movement big circle form that we've been working through. This is a medium length form that basically cuts out a lot of repetition from the traditional Yang style form, the full form. So that it takes a little less space, a little less time, and in some ways it's a little easier to learn, although that's probably not entirely true. So this is the 16th section that we've been working on. We're almost in the final parts here. This particular one, actually pretty much everything from here on, is a little bit hard to do with camera angles. So again, you know, the form, if you start, just pick a point, you know, that's your straight, that's your left, that's your right. So far, up into the kicks that we started going through in the last couple parts, everything had been, you know, starting and then going out essentially to the left. For this class, I'm going to do the kicks that we went through last time, and I'm going to, part of that you'll just see my back, but a lot of what to look for is the hip movements, you know, so the power's coming up through the legs and then throwing the hip, and then basically that is immobilizing the rest of the body, and then a lot of torquing to get your hips lined the direction that your leg is going to kick. So that kind of locks your hip in, and you're a lot more stable, and the hand angles make a difference too far out, you know, you're likely to go backwards too far in, and it's, you know, not very stable either. So we'll try to do this one from a few different angles, but I'm going to try to catch us up from, I'm going to do just the beginnings of all those kicks, and then we'll start the part. So this is what we did largely in the last class. So just shifting back, I won't describe this too much, since we already went through this. So this is where we left things off last time. Technically, it's even more confusing probably, but this move where we're ending up, you would be back facing straight. So I'm just changing the angle so that you can see more of what's happening in the moves. But technically, all of that would have been out. This would have been to the back left corner, to the back right corner, back, and then back out front. So I'm going to turn again, so this would be facing front, and this way you can see the next part. I'm going to get where you can see my feet a little bit too. So then you're going to sweep your right hand up to your left. So both both palms are facing you, and then similar to the other moves, tuck them through and go out. This would be to the right. You're going to pick up the foot kick. Draw the hands in while you're still in the air. So it's just a little move with your hip, drawing them in, the foot stays up. Then you'll put the foot down, heel first, flatten, still no weight on it, just like all the moves. Shift all your weight forward into a little press. Then you're going to turn with your weight still on that leg, you're going to turn your hip a little forward and drop this hand down into make a ball. And then you'll step towards the front. And this it's technically a punch to the side and a punch to the temple. So the hand kind of swings out with the waist and around, and then the other hand's, you know, coming in. So we'll break that down a little bit. a little bit more from, back a step. So here, so swing up, hands come through, out, kick, down, and press. So we're going to just do that hard a couple times. So then again from here, leave your weight on that front leg, the front right leg, and just sort of a torque with the waist. So you kind of push this foot into the ground, almost like you were going to try to jump off the ground. You push in, and it'll create a torquing, and your hands will move. So you're not manually flipping your hands around. You're creating this pull through from that hip up to the shoulder, and it'll happen. I mean, you facilitate it neurologically, mentally, tiny little bit physically, but most of it's just happening over time. And then you'll step what would be to the front, heel first, and so then you push off your back leg. This hand's going to go back out a little, and this hand's going to go forward. So, and then as you square off your hip, you're bringing the fists in. So really you're just doing this kind of whipping motion with your waist. But it takes a while to get that all kind of, tied in. So here. So the ball, step what would be to the front, punch. Then you're going to turn, see where you can see my feet. You're going to turn your right foot, the unweighted foot, back facing towards what would be the back right corner. And as you come through, this fist is going to come through your elbow, pass through to your side, and the palm's going to come up in kind of a slice with the palm facing the back of the room. And then you'll shift your weight back. The hands are going to pass through your knee as you pick it up, and then you'll press it back down, heel first, and then come up and do a punch, which would technically be both of the temples. So from the front, just briefly on that, it would look like this. So tying it all together. So step out, come through, turn the back foot out, shift your weight, and then as you square off the hip, that back toe will come in. This fist is knuckles down at the side, you're not touching but close to the hip, and this is palm facing the back wall, or what would be the back wall. And you shift your weight back, draw your leg up, the hands pass through, they literally brush the knee. One of the few times you actually touch like that. And then as you put the foot down, flatten it, and then shift the weight, the hands are going to come up into do a punch for the temples. So I'll try to do it in the angle that it would actually be at. We'll go back and just do from the kicks, and I'll try to watch to see if this stays in the camera view. So that's the 16th section. Again, to really learn it, video's hard anyways. The best is just take a tiny little chunk, even, basically break even this part down into thirds. Just do it over and over until the muscle memory kicks in. And then over time it starts to feel very natural. The biggest part is to make sure that the movements are originating from the leg and try to just leave the upper body out of it. A lot of it will just happen more easily than certainly that it seems as a beginner. And then hopefully between some combination of these short little clips breaking it down, and then on our site there's the entire form done by Master Vincent Chu, then you can get an idea of what it looks, again, as best you can through videos. So hopefully it's helpful. And then in a few minutes we'll do the fifth part of the large frame 12 movement Tai Chi form that we've been working through.